think it's very important. It's not just about BT. I think we've seen Barry's map, which may or may not give rise to another proposition. But one of the reasons Cumbria was chosen is that we've got 3 potential consortiums, possibly 4, who wish to do the upgrade. Okay, so we wouldn't have chosen Cumbria without there being a significant amount of competition possible to push and to drive to get the as much out of this as possible. Okay.
Was the gentleman? Yeah.
Could you say anything about when and how a local community can make the case for being included within the boundary of the pilot?
Yeah, which postcodes will be covered by the pilot?
And if a local community can influence that?
The stated objective as BDUK is to cover the final third. So when you look at Cumbria, that fits into the final third. The discussions with Cumbria County Council and how the procurement moves forward will determine how we start to look at the map of Cumbria and where we start to roll out and how we start to move forward. We are talking to people like Lorraine here to make sure that we use the infrastructure that's already available to get the messages out to the communities. That's why we're here today, to sort of test the water of what's out here, and clearly we need to make sure that we keep the communities involved and engaged, because there's a lot of activity that we're going to have to work on together. What we need to learn as BDUK is how we replicate this type of activity in the other 3 pilot areas that we have. We need everybody engaged, so we're not looking to leave anybody behind as we move forward.
Can I have one follow-up?
Yeah, sure.
You talk about parts of Cumbria though on your website and in the announcement, so I'm not clear what the ambition is.
Okay, I think it's fair to say that this agenda is moving very quickly. So our expectation of the funding that we expected to get and what we expected to do with the pilots is changing very rapidly. Our original expectation was that we would have the leftover money from the digital switchover, and then we'd have to wait for the BBC renegotiation to understand what our budget would be moving forward. Clearly 2 weeks ago in the CSR, all of that changed. So we are now looking at what we can do with our budgets moving forward. So I would say this is one of the occasions where the web doesn't move as quick as what we have. So the website will be updated as we move forward. What we want to do though is, we've come an awful long way in a very short period of time. If you speak to the local authorities who I went out and asked to put bids forward, they felt that they didn't really have enough time to put the right bids forward. And already we're talking to those county councils now about how we deliver those pilots moving forward. We've now got a large amount of money and we need to understand how we tap into that and the size of our ambition of moving from pilots to full rollout in these areas. So I think the answer is bear with us. We're going to be coming back. We're going to keep everybody engaged and keep those messages flowing.
One very simple answer to that question is that, of course, community enthusiasm, the things in this room, have been absolutely crucial in securing this money in the first place. I mean, if it hadn't been for all you, if it hadn't been for the planners and the Board of Broadband Conference, the likelihood of getting this pilot would be much lower. And you can also influence it in other ways. The economics of the whole situation changes when a community is really engaged. If you can deliver 85%, 90% demand, or real conviction that you really want this stuff, that actually changes the whole economics. So there is a negotiation, and one of the challenges that the procurement process has to put in place, and that we have to think through, is exactly how we use the energy in this room to make sure that we deliver it more quickly and more effectively than we would have been able to without your community involvement. Right at the very back, lady, and then